we understand, right? You can't block Bosa with Terrence Steele. All right? No big deal. Nobody else is blocking him either.
It's about 3 or 4 single opportunities to go after the quarterback when he's not getting double teamed.
And here comes Arden Key again. Remember that first snap? He beat Taylor Decker that time. He gets a little chip here, but as Jared Goff has to hold that football.
Dexter Lawrence, who came into tonight leading the league in sacks. Here's his night so far.
He's always an impactful player, whether it's getting to do the quarterback or playing the run. He can do it all. And you can be sexy when you lead the league at sacks and you're playing over the nose. It's a position you don't see a lot of guys.
Watch him start outside and then get back inside.
Which they just simply do not do very often. Nobody does. So Illuminor's out there.
Offensive left side. Just pushing back to Ryman.
There by Sam Okwanu to finish that off. But that is because Bosa creates that.
Daniil Hunter just undercuts, rips right through Ryman.
You knew it was a matter of time. This is up against a tight end here, Josh Oliver. It's a matter of time until he starts coming up with sacks. It is 32 pressures, which is 15th. Talk about his pressures. He's got 38. He's 4th in the NFL. But what I love about this guy, he's like a lunch pail guy.
Steelers were trying to do. Russell Wilson's hoping to be able to take a shot down the field. They take it away.
Well, you talk about trying to get everybody on the right page to come in this game at 1-5 in this environment, and to have one of your guys make a play like that. Arden Key just goes right around Taylor Decker.
You saw Darnold try to get out of the back door to right there, but you can't run away.
He's had a tough time. Alex Highsmith, he plays in the shadows of TJ Watt, but he is a fan.
That sweat. See how he goes inside there? Usually that's a very bad idea against Jaden Daniels, but Sweat can make it work.
Brees just going to run the hoop right around the edge. See him, number 48, working on Fuaga. That's a savvy vet against a rookie right there.
Gets him looking down, and Will Anderson coming after him, just raging his way on the backside.
Watch Bosa here. He's driven wide around, but he's going to circle all the way back, keep hustling, and force Dak Prescott to throw that thing.
Strength to Slayton. Yeah, you know you're going to get a lot of one-on-ones, and when Daniel Jones
Does a good job in the behind the quarterback here, but the push in the interior for Michael Hoyt, I think, affected him as much as anything, right into the face. Screen, he's right here. He's going to work to the inside, and then Young's going to work underneath him. That time the left guard, Brandel.
Chains of events here. C.J. Stroud pitching that one behind Joe Mixon. It gets bumped up into the air. It looks like he was thrown to the ground by Joe Mixon.
Away from T.J. Watt, you'd like to say, hey, maybe you can get that ball out. Make it a 3rd and 10.
The side judge came in and said a false start, but it's a penalty nonetheless.
Well, Colin Saunders working on Zion Johnson right here, the left guard, just one-on-one. It gives him the swim move, the initial contact.
Well, I don't want to tell you who didn't do a great job there. Amagaji having a rough.
He just locks up right here in the middle. And Daniel Jones, I mean, you watch Daniel Jones.
Guess what? That's 2 plays in a row that the backup left tackle, Amagaji, came in.
There were 3 rushers on that side, so it forced them into a confused protection scheme, which led to Daniil Hunter. Daniil Hunter making it back to the quarterback, and now the lateral game starts. And
Watt is able to and makes a big play.
Yeah, really nice job by Arden Key. There he is standing up at the top. He's going to come up the field and then underneath on that twist. And he's got a free run right into Jared Goff. And
Incompletion. Tomlin is thinking that he might go for it on 4th down, but Dexter Lawrence does what he does so well. They're trying to double team him, and then they got it back to help kind of secure it.
Hunter's got width and is eyeballing him, hoping that he makes that quick throw so he can either get the interception or the big hit.
yeah, I just don't know how you contain this guy. I mean, watch how athletic this is. You know, down inside, gets in behind that trap coming. Just a great job by Aleem McNeil. One of the guys that they've rewarded here. I love what the Detroit line.
I don't think he intended to, at least.
He had trouble getting him.
Right, he got the turf monster here.
Yeah.
Matlock on the case again. He's right in the middle. with all the big uglies up front. And those guys are hand fighting. I mean, I'm curious to know. This guy plays deep.
Basically, you rush 4 guys, but the back end gets depth with the routes. And
Melvin Anderson, who they just put in, as you said, this was just his 10th offensive snap of the year, one-on-one. Najee Harris doesn't give any kind of chip. He's got a free release.
Consecutive start at the tackle today.
Well, Morris gets the hand to the face, that left hand, but he's the one that also gets beat. The Wilson just runs around. Morris struggled in that game last Christmas.
The field for Daniel Jones. They're trying to get verticals down the field to give themselves a chance to pick up the first down. And Jones could have just come.
Big old Chase Young. I mean, you're kind of on your own. Slater's expected him to stay inside.
And that's to the quarterback's backside, blindside. He can't see that coming. It's just dangerous for quarterbacks to take those hits.
The 14-yard line as we take one more look. Just talking about Edgerrin Cooper.
Illegal motion. Offense. Up penalties declined. First down.
Yes. Again, you get into these passing games, shotgun, and they are teeing off. You got Oliver, you got Solomon, and then Tuhil.
Excellent job up front by the defense. To see Crosby collapses it. Wiley comes over and tries to get in there, but
For the Broncos in 2018.
He put the 6 up too. You don't think he knows about it? Him.
he's just going to throw Glaze to the side. Watch him get right through here. He uses that left hand. Glaze is trying to get to the inside. Watch Herring off the edge here, 94. You press, you keep your leverage to the outside, you force him to the inside, and there's nowhere to go.
Jadeveon Clowney just beats his block, and then he restricts the hole, and Mike Jackson comes in to finish it. That's just a really good job by those guys.
Dexter's backup, 93 right in the middle. Cowart does a great job of.
One of the best at tackles for a loss in the league.
Zach Allen has just been a monster this season.
Looks like just a zone read, and it looked like Brissett wanted to keep the football. It would have been one-on-one.
I just don't think this is the look. Look how many guys are over here. There's 4 guys. You only have 2 blockers.
Pushes straight through and clogs up those lanes. Penetration, as we always say in the run game, is so
They add the 3rd rusher, so Newsel, he's got to go out and reach, and it's just their angles are poor. Great job there getting vertical penetration. C.J. Brewer.
You're starting to see Quinnen Williams, who has kind of had a bit of a slow start to the season, really start to come alive here against the.
You hit it. Watch Diabate. As soon as he sees it, he is downhill. Don't let the offensive lineman come get you. Attack it right now. Falalele had no chance to get over there because Diabate came downhill right away.
Huge play for that Ravens defense.
Amazing. We'll be back in 3rd.
To 5 here. Really nice quick move inside by Quinnen Williams. And, you know, one of the big stories comes.
Will Anderson just chases this one down, runs right around Raymond, Bernard Raymond.
That's what you do. Watch him come out here. He avoids the block right there, dips over the top of it, and now all of a sudden Connor stuck in the backfield.
DeForest Buckner.
First timeout. Indianapolis.
Just wrecking havoc interiorly. C.J. Stroud.
I mean, here he is. I mean, he gets so many double teams that if you're going to let him go one-on-one, he is going to revel in that moment.
He's a couple of times already, but watch Hendrickson 91 sell out on this play. Coming over the top to try and grab the ball carrier and keep him at the end. Set the edge with the inside shoulder, keep your outside arm free, and then skate to the outside and make the tackle.
Just get pressure right up the gut here on Anthony Richardson. Devin White coming untouched. Barely gets that ball away.
Here's Anzalone right here. I mean, I don't know what Nick Vanette is doing. He's fanning out to the outside.
That he can't throw that ball away because there's some linemen downfield. He's trying to just throw this ball to the slot to Drake London. The timing was weird, and he's got no choice but to just eat it.
He'll get hit by 3 others. That was not a well-blocked play. I mean, right in the backfield. He did a great job. Actually made 2 guys miss. Mollett the second time, but then Stevens.
Have not earned a first down today. Just watch how many Green Bay Packers are around the football
when it's all said and done. You have 7 or 8 guys there on a flare screen to the running back. That's when you
see Kenny Moore right here. He just kind of shoots the gap. And as soon as he shoots that gap, any kind of reverse is just dead in the water. Nothing to do.
Yeah, and it's a really nice play by Jarvis Brownlee. He's right here, and it's Tim Patrick, and that's kind of really one of his jobs, and he just gets out leveraged a little bit.
I love this. Is just a power rush by Quinnen Williams right up the gut, and really May. It happens so fast that May really doesn't have a chance to get rid of the football.
Hassan Reddick again. The expectation.
Well, the call is give your quarterback an opportunity. Little run pass option on the edge. Get him outside the pocket.
Came in Lamar Jackson's face over here, so it was Okonkwo that ended up cleaning up. That's the first sack that Stanley has given up. So watch the pressure. Lamar has to run away. He doesn't realize that Okonkwo is still coming around. So after almost 230 pass.
Petrie facing Jonathan Taylor in the open field. You just make yourself as big as possible so that he can't go around you.
Our times, to enjoy the sunshine, you've got to endure the rain. And we went through a rainy season here without Tua, but they've got their guy back, the energy.
Really nice job there. So he comes out looking left, little token play action fake. He's trying to come back left. They do a nice job, and now he's just dumping it down. I'd like to see them use Rachaad White.
They know that the Browns like to penetrate and get up the field. So what they're trying to do early.
Setting the edge. See him out here. Can't bounce it. There's nowhere to go. Good push from Bullard, 90.
It'll be second down and goal.
Yeah, this is what he's known for in his second year out of Cincinnati. Just downhill guy. Defensive line does a good job of protecting these linebackers. You see Metellus there.
Zion Johnson right there. Zion Johnson overextended.
7 minutes, 9 seconds, 7:09.
Number 98 in green, just shredded right through there. The attempted block by Alex Kappa. Carter, the youngster at the University of Georgia. You try and single block him, this is what happens frequently.
Van Noy, such a smart player. Chubb was going to be wide open, but Van Noy could see right away it was going to be a quick.
Now here he is setting up. Now watch him climb the pocket, 2 hands on the football. But that's one of those things. Get that ball in close to your body. What time off does for you, right? You haven't had that in practice.